Hi, how are you? You want me to sing? I can sing. I can hear you.
You can sing. All right, there we
I can.
go. I for some reason, like I said, we took this hiatus, but I never messed with any of the settings coming back. And now, for some reason, all the settings are messed up. So for some reason, it had like this weird IP address saying that it wasn't active, and then it was saying that my mic wasn't working. So now, and you never know any of this stuff until you actually hit the live button. You can't test any of it outside of the live. So now that we're actually here, we've worked out the kinks. Hello, Mr. Shawn.
Hey, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic, man. Doing fantastic. Just talking about the law of attraction and how we always seem to attract red lights when we're in a rush. Seems to always be the story of the day.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's law of attraction. We attract what we perceive as a human. Where our minds are very strong and powerful, and if we believe we're going to be successful, we'll be successful. If we believe we're going to get stopped by that red light every time we go through it, it's going to happen, unfortunately.
So actually, it's funny that you bring up the law of attraction because I've thought about it a couple times, and it just seems like I want to believe in it. Like I really do. I want to believe in the law of attraction full heartedly, but there's some things that like always push me logistically against the law of attraction. Like for
Well,
example,
that's going to be another episode.
oh yeah, we could talk about that
But
all
let's
day
do this.
long.
I would like to introduce myself to your audience, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's do it. Go ahead.
Hey, excellent. My name is Shawn Pigg. I'm the CEO of Hotels Etc. I'm also owners of onlinecoupons.com, grocerycoupons.com. I own several internet companies, online and offline businesses over my entrepreneurial years as a business owner. And I'm here to give you every bit of advice that I have that I can give as far as me going through trial and error and learning right from wrong and losing millions of dollars. I'm going to show you how not to do that. I'm going to educate you as much as I can. And thank you for allowing me on the show.
Of course. Well, how did you get started doing all this?
Well, and I was one of the very first people, and I hate using the word I, so I'm going to try to stop that. Back in 2000, or I'm sorry, in the 1900s, I have to use the word I hate
Go
it.
for it.
But back in 1995, I owned more domain names than anybody on earth. Domain King and myself, I owned all the most powerful domain names you could think of. We had competition about it, and I used to hire people going around and write down companies' names, and I go to GoDaddy and buy it for $5 and sell it for 500, and I started doing that and became very, very, very profitable. And then ICANN came out, and then they started regulating cyber squatting, and then Nickelodeon sold me because I own Nick Jr. And
Did you
so
really?
I, yeah, so I got out of domain industry. I still own thousands of them, but I got out of the buying and selling, on after Nick and domain forum and everything that was big back in the 90s. Then I started working with Jeff Bezos when he was sitting in his garage, and I created the first electronic ebook, and there was actually 25 ebooks I created, the first software to ever deliver an electronic ebook, and we sold them on Amazon. And unfortunately, I'm not gonna discuss anything else on record, but
Yeah, of course.
I left. I had my problem is I give too much advice instead of doing it myself. And I talk too much, as far as helping people and guiding them, and versus my own companies. That's what I do. I'm always on my feet.
Right.
But then I went to a corporation, start with the company, and they were called Dixie Gutter Guard, and turned them into $1 billion a year company at like 23 years old, and went to the owner and said, "Hey, listen, I want to be my wife's pregnant with the second son, and I want to stay home because I'm tired of being on the road. Give me an executive position in the company." He goes, "You're too young. Nobody's gonna listen to you." I said, "Okay, listen, I'm already making $200,000 a year. I'm 23 years old. I built your entire system for you. I'm training everybody in your damn company. So give me an executive position. Nobody's gonna listen to you. They already are. Well, it's not gonna pass by the board. Well, then I quit. He goes, Shawn, are you really gonna quit a $200,000 a year job at 22, 23, whatever I was at that time? And I said, absolutely. I shook his hand and I left. And I went home and I was watching TV and I seen an infomercial on TV and it was hotels, etc. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's the future. So if you notice everything I'm telling you, I'm always ahead of time. Sometimes it could be ahead of time 6 months, sometimes it can be ahead of time, up to 10 years. But I said, this is something that is going to be the future, and bought into the company and spent basically all my money, buying into this company, and then hired all these people to go out and sell the product, and then probably made $100,000 the first month, and the second month had $100,000 in chargebacks. The company didn't work. It went dormant at 9/11 when the travel industry busted. It went dormant. I came back out in the industry. I bought it. I came in as a distributor. So I called the previous owner, who's a genius. His name's Keith. I have no remorse of anything in any of our dealings. He's a great guy. I called him up and said, "You're going to sell me this company. Yeah, you lost it, and it's time for you to sell it to me." So I bought it, rebuilt it, and it's a multi-million-dollar company right now.
Seems like so you do have sort of like this knack for discovering things and hopping onto it before it becomes a trend or it becomes big. Do you feel like there's a part of you that a part of you or a part of your mind that makes your mind different or like operate differently to be able to see these things, or do you like analyze data? Like, how do you do it?
No, I don't do nothing. No, I think it's just a God gift that he gave me. I see stuff like right now. I'm building a new app that's going to be the biggest social media app on earth. Everybody will use it, and when you're using it, you can use it for free. You download my app for free, use it for free, and you're earning crypto, Bitcoin, and then you can turn around and go to hotel, etc., and cash in for airline tickets, cruises, everything. And the app is to be an unbiased app to help people improve their self-esteem and help people know what is best for them. It's incredible. But yeah, for some reason I'm blessed with foreseeing it.
So I know your app really has a lot to do with the functions of like hotels, because I took a look at your Instagram. It's pretty cool. And I took a look at your.
I don't even know anything about any of that.
Nothing about the Instagram?
No, I don't. I don't even know we have. I didn't even know we have one.
It's on your profile on the Matchmaker. Oh. It's one of the links.
I didn't even know we had Matchmaker.
Yeah. So
I told you my assistant forced this on me. He's like, Shawn, that's what he did. He's like, Shawn.
Well, I have to thank your assistant then. I appreciate it.
He's been setting them up left and right. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing? He goes, I'm getting you prepared to have your own. I'm like, okay.
Well, I appreciate your assistant, really, because you seem like a very knowledgeable man. And actually, I wanted to ask you if you thought of, and we have a couple people commenting on, specifically coronavirus. What effect do you see that having on the hotel industry? Like, what kind of effect do you see it or foresee it having?
It's already had it.
Okay. So do you think it's snowballing anymore?
Well, so there's a law out there called the rate parity law. And the rate parity law is basically the hotel determines the price of his hotels, and all OTAs have to follow that rate. And with us being a CUG program, a closed user group program, we're able to get all their unsold inventory that nobody's buying, plus pre-purchase inventory at up to 75% off. The after effects of the pandemic and what we're going through right now has been overwhelming. First of all, when the pandemic first hit, we were refunding, anywhere between $10 to $20 million a month of refunds with travel, especially with the cruise lines and hotels, then Disney, and then the movie theaters and the restaurants, and it was left and right. Now I think that business owners, that are not regulated by the federal governmental laws that in the United States, we're fed up and we're going to continue making money.
Right. So do you think that the restrictions, if they continue, will have a worse effect on everything? Because I know that a lot of the cruise industries really were hit hard, and now there's talk of like vaccine passports, whether or not you can have it to go on to a cruise ship. And so there's a lot of debate on travel and specifically hotels and cruise lines, whether or not vaccine passports would hurt the business or help the business. Because one, if you have it, it makes other people feel comfortable that they know that all the other guests that are coming are going to be vaccinated, so the
But
likelihood of
the
getting
biggest thing
COVID.
is, the COVID situation. I'm not even, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a politician. I'm a business owner running
Right.
my own. Darn it. And I'm going to tell, I don't like to talk about that, but I can say this: the country's already divided 50-50,
Right.
right? 50% of people have the shot, 50% of people don't. So as I see it right this minute, we went when the pandemic occurred, we went from 100% travel efficiency to zero.
Hmm.
Okay, now we're at 50. So if you have to have a COVID to travel, that means we're still at 50%, you know, reservations and business strength, as I should say. Um, so we're 50% better than what we were a year and a half ago. Uh, it's going to ultimately affect the travel industry, and that is why what we see as a trend, people are traveling more closer to home. They're taking mini getaways. They're going away and traveling more often, and they're doing a lot of camping. RV and camping is becoming very, very, very big. The biggest thing with the hotel industry right now, it's not the COVID, it's not the shot, it's not none of that. It's a lack of employees. They don't have enough staff to be able to maintain full capacity. So they're shutting down our hotels at 40, 50, 60% capacity and leaving 40 of let me put this in good perspective. Let's say if you own a 100-room hotel, and let's say each room was $100 a night. How much is that?
$1 million? That
Well, I don't know.
or $100,000?
Let me get. I don't know.
I'm not good at quick math. You can't ask me on the spot, man.
I am, and I'm not bashful. I've already had me a Corona, so I'm up here. So
I think it's 100,000, or
let's say 100 rooms times $100 a night. I want to make sure I have the numbers right. So that is $10,000 a night.
10,000.
So if you have 100 rooms at $100, you're at $10,000 a night. So let's say if only at this time 50% of that could be fulfilled because full because of lack of employees. So you're looking at 50 rooms a night, right? So 50 rooms a night times 100 is 5,000. Times that by 7, times that by 30. That hotel is losing $1,050,000 a month. $1 million a month because he cannot fill his hotel rooms with staff. So yeah, there's definitely issues all across the industry.
Right. Do you think this is going to change how industry leaders work and industry people operate with their employees? Do you think that it's going to affect, it's going to, I guess, push people to revolutionize the field a little bit more?
It's going to affect all of our pockets.
Right.
It's going to affect all of our pockets, and I think that artificial intelligence is going to become more prominent, especially businesses, and it's going to eliminate jobs, which is even going to hurt the economy even more. And I think right now, I'll answer any other questions you have. COVID to me it's your belief. It's your belief. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If the government told you tomorrow you had to do something, half the country is going to do it. The other half the country is going to guess about it, think about it, and maybe not do it. And they just divide our country up and all across the board. That's what they did.
Right. I'm just more curious on, how it's affecting, the businesses.
Oh,
I don't really
it's
care
gonna
about the
mess them up.
policies right now. That's a political debate. That's a political debate that,
So Bitcoin.
okay, there we go.
No, yeah, seriously. So that's what I want. That so I was going to answer your question with this final thought. Um, the way the travel industry is surviving right now, along with any industry, is because the government is pumping so much money into these businesses. The federal government with SBA loans and grants and PPPs and every type of loan or grant that they can give. So they're printing fiat so fast right now that it has no inherent value. The dollar doesn't mean anything.
right.
I would take a piece of your Bitcoin right now over $1. So the only reason the industry is surviving, even the economy is surviving right now, because of the federal government. And that is why the stock is so high, because the federal government has issued so much money to companies that it's all an anticipation
Hmm.
of fluctuation of that stock value.
Right.
And what's going to happen is the government's going to get rid of fiat, and the entire world is going to run off of a digital currency. That's where my money's going. And I can tell you this, I told you once, I told you twice, I'm ahead typically on everything in a marketplace, no matter, I don't care what industry it is. And I 100%, without a shadow of my mind, if you don't have your money invested into, the Bitcoin, Ethereum, or have your own coin, then you're going to miss out, like you missed out when cell phones came out, when Walmart came out, when Amazon came out, when Google came out. All these companies, you're missing out. This is another opportunity, another train.
So, what is your opinion, or what's your take on Dogecoin? Because I know that Elon Musk was tweeting about it. He was able to kind of like get people on board, and then he said, Tesla basically was not accepting any digital currency or Bitcoin anymore. So, what is your take on
So
Dogecoin?
there's different coins out there. So we have to look at what's mainstream. That is mainstream, and it's even going institutionally streamed is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the leader of the pack. So you have the Ethereum network, which then you have the Dogecoin that runs off that. Dogecoin is, if it's something with an unlimited circulation, and it's all a pump and dump coin, is what it is. Elon Musk is going to talk about it, put some money into it, talk about it, dump it up, make $1 billion and sell them, and then draw to me all this money. Don't
Yeah.
listen to Elon Musk. I like the guy. I think he's a genius, but he's also very manipulative.
I think you cut out there for a second. Maybe he heard we were talking about him. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Bodeg? Shawn, I don't have any more audio. I don't know if your internet cut out again. What's up, everybody? We got Driftful in here. Where do we learn about coronavirus, guys? What's up, Kaylor? What's up, Cade? How you guys doing? Leaves on the wall, guys. Welcome to the new setup. We got everything set up. I hope you guys like the new Daydream sign. Got some lag there. Sorry, I don't know how to fix that. The whole stream has been wonky today. What's up, Bodek? Hope you're doing well. Shawn, we got you back. Can I hear you? I don't hear you just yet. It says you're muted on my end.
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Perfect.
Okay,
I think Elon heard we were talking about him, man.
Hey, you know what? That's that Starlink satellite stuff. Oh,
That's
all
crazy.
right, let's not talk about that no more.
Right. Well, he actually, I was on the same boat as you, man. I thought, this guy's a genius. I thought, I still think the man's a genius. I still think he's, doing a lot of great things. But then when I noticed how much power the man held when he just simply tweeted out one or two tweets about Dogecoin and Bitcoin, and literally was able to manipulate the market just by a tweet. I was like, that's too powerful. The man has too much social power. Like, that's crazy to see everything fluctuate. And I have not invested in Bitcoin or any sort of cryptocurrency yet, which I'd love to get your recommendations on one to invest in, because I know Bitcoin is just so pricey, so I don't really know how to invest in that yet. But I just seeing that happen sort of like made me skeptical. And then I know it made a lot of my friends sort of panic. All my friends that have invested into cryptocurrency, they've sort of panicked when they saw it sort of dip down and come back up, dip down, come back up. So
Have you ever owned a stock?
I think we own
the same thing.
We own a Visa stock. That's it.
But the stock market does the same thing. It's just, I mean, it's you buying a dip and selling a high.
See, I'm not a. See, for me, stocks have always been a gambling game, and
all it. And so is entrepreneurship, and so is this podcast. You're out here talking and hoping that you get something back.
That's fair. That is fair. But the risk of not succeeding in a podcast is not losing out hundreds of dollars on.
No, it's going to lose your ambition and motivation in life is what it will lose.
That's fair. But as of right now, my pocket hurts more than my my pocket hurts way more than my ambition or motivation.
So let me explain about. So you don't have to own an entire Bitcoin. You can own Satoshis. So what I want to do is I want to go back before we got disconnected. I was explaining to you about the Bitcoin in general. Right. Blockchain was developed by a gentleman named Satoshi. So can I ask you a question? Who is he?
Who's Satonic? Is that what you said?
Satoshi.
Satoshi? I have never heard the name before.
He founded Bitcoin.
Did he really? Okay.
You know where he's at?
I have no clue.
He doesn't exist. Nobody knows him. So he hasn't been heard from since 2010. He owns, all these trillions of dollars in Bitcoin, and nobody knows who he is. That means the government has created it. Yeah, I read a book called Roaring 2000 one time. Roaring 2000 discusses how every product, every system, every financial structure, everything on earth goes through what's called an S curve. How it becomes into innovation stage, and then it comes into production phase, and then it comes in, marketing and mass saturation, and then it flatlines. And that's why iPhone keeps coming up with new phones every time, because they need to increase their S curve. That's why Microsoft comes out with new technology and updates, because they need to increase their S curve. And that's why they're getting more proprietary software and systems that are allocated to only their technology, because that increases their S curve. So if you look at Bitcoin was developed by a gentleman named Satoshi that nobody knows. Nobody at all. He hasn't been heard of. That's the last tweet he made, I think, was in 2010. So if you look at the most powerful financial system right now on earth was invented by somebody we don't even know. Nobody even heard. Think about that. Think about that very, very hard. That means it was infiltrated and developed by governmental societies, not only the United States. It was probably a combination of many countries. Who knows? And then you have, so blockchain or Bitcoin is a blockchain of its own. You can't have any other coins off blockchain. So it's like gold. The only thing it's going to make is gold. That is what it's going to do. It's not good for nothing else but gold. Ethereum network is almost like a WordPress network. Are you familiar with WordPress?
No.
Okay, WordPress is where you develop websites. You can go there, set up your WordPress site, have your own article, your own blog. If you have your own podcast, you should have your own WordPress site. That's the artificial intelligence translate this entire message to text, puts it on your WordPress along with the video. Now you just been optimized with keywords all over the internet. You will increase your followers so much, it's unreal.
I guess we got to invest in that. I guess there's been some time on WordPress then.
Yeah. So Ethereum is like a WordPress. WordPress is a structure that allows people to come in from outside and develop plugins that go and work with that WordPress. So you can have a plugin for social media, a plugin for reviews, a plugin for membership platform. There's a million of them. Ethereum's the same way. Ethereum is a blockchain that allows companies, businesses, and individuals to create their own DeFi altcoin. So you have like Dogecoin, you have Shiba, you have Link Chain, you have so many that run off the Ethereum network. It's because so many people are coming in. Now companies are starting to build their own coin off of it. They're starting to figure it out. They're building their own coin off of the Ethereum network. Now Ethereum just had the London fort. That's why the price increased dramatically. They're getting ready to do the Tokyo fort. When they do that, Ethereum is going to be, I think, I think Bitcoin is going to be a store of value. It's going to be something you're going to hold. You'll be able to utilize. You'll be able to spend freely, but it's going to be a store of value. Ethereum is that blockchain network is going to run the entire financial system on our globe. I would say within probably next 5 or 10 years.
Really?
And if you're not part of any of it right now, you're a fool.
Really? So what would be
Absolutely.
the easiest way to invest in something like that?
So back to that. There you go. So thank you for making a circle back around. So Bitcoin, you don't have to own a whole Bitcoin. You can own Satashis. So you own pieces of Bitcoin. So if you have Cash App, you can click on the little Bitcoin thing right there and buy $10 in Bitcoin.
Really?
Um, yeah, it's right on Cash App. If you have Coinbase, Coinbase, you can buy Ethereum, Bitcoin plus the top. I think it's 80 cryptos that are out there on marketplace. But I use Cash App because I get money back and forth through Cash App from clients, so I'll just throw it in Bitcoin. And then what I do is I take it and I find either I put it in my own digital wallet that's sitting right here in my safe that nobody else can control. This is my money, and nobody can get to my money except me. Either I put it there or I put it into uh, a couple places I have where you make 5 to 10% interest a month off of the Bitcoin you store.
So what would be so I know so Elon Musk was saying that Tesla would accept Bitcoin as their currency. What would be the difference between having someone accept it or a retailer accept it as currency versus just holding on to it?
So accepting it is because it's a big market out there. So like Hotels Etc., my company right now, I'm doing everything I can behind the scenes right now to accept crypto as payments for travel. I'm hoping to have it maybe done in 30 to 45 days. But I want to accept crypto. And the reason why is right now 70% of the population on earth is holding a form of crypto with no way to use it.
So currently right now there's no way to use it except cash it out, get some
They,
cash.
well, they can cash it back out of Cash App. They can, there's Visa, Mastercard just came up with their own, Bitcoin fiat card. There's ways to use it, but it's not as openly and as
I think we just lost you again. Can you hear me, Shawn? I'm a conservative investor. Is that what you said, Del? Yes, I'm a conservative investor. I like my money, man. I don't like gambling with it. Stream is lagging again, 8:33. What do you mean by lag? Can you record it and see so you can send it to me so I can see what's going on?
yeah, I apologize,
No
but I
worries.
told you internet's bad. But whoever, so when it gets to the point where institutions have incorporated this payment structure into their POS systems and into their merchant processing, if you're not involved with this right now, you are missing the opportunity of a lifetime. Wealth is transferring to those that are very knowledgeable and can figure it out.
So other than Bitcoin in the Ethereum realm, what would be a good cryptocurrency to invest in? So I know you
Well,
mentioned Dogecoin. I know you mentioned a couple others.
so it depends on the type of trading that you want to do. It depends on the type of risk you want to do.
I'm a
So,
low risk, high reward kind of person. So,
and I would, if you're low risk, I would stay with like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Lightchain. I would stay with, Cardano. Yeah, I would stay with the top 10 currencies. I wouldn't get, the crypto. So there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Cardano, Dogecoin is up now quite a bit. They moved up their list. Polkadot, Uniswap. Those are some of the top ones out there. Um,
so are all these currencies competing against each other for the spotlight, or how does it work? Or are they
it's
all?
right
Go ahead.
right now. It's called the transfer of wealth. That's what's occurring right now. It's everybody go if you see one coin, everybody's going in on one coin. They let that thing pump and they dump it. When it comes to Bitcoin once again is an asset you need to hold on to. It's something that will be worth more money than you can possibly imagine. It's already, and I told this to people when the thing was $100, and now what is it now? 44,000.
Yeah, it jumped up there. I think the highest it was like 50 or 60,000.
But it went up to 60, and the only reason that it went down so much is because of futures, and that's what people are betting on a lot. You can make money on futures, but
Futures?
Bitcoin, yeah, where you spend almost just like with the stock market, what Wall Street bets were uh, beating up the people who would raise stock and short sell
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's that's what the same thing is. You're betting on so you can go like the Coinbase and you don't have to put your money up. You can go there and say, okay, I want to bet $50,000 that Bitcoin will be, you know, 45,000 by the end of the month. So if it hits 45,000, then you just made $50,000. If it doesn't, you have to pay 50 grand. That it's futures. It's anticipating the future of the market.
So do you do a lot of analyst? Do you like pull your data from this? Like how do you analyze like whether or not something's going to be good or whether or not it's going to be successful? Like how do you
I've lost so much money in this stuff trying to learn it.
trial and error?
Yeah, yeah, it just like business. Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you're very solid there. Cardano, you're very solid there. And anything that any coin that has value, it so if you're looking for a low risk investment, it would be Bitcoin and Ethereum. Um, when it dips, don't get scared, buy more. It's going back up. I mean, it's going to. It's like a muscle. It's going to go up and down and up and down. That's just what it does. If you're looking to flip some money, making anywhere, a couple X to 100X or whatever you want to do, then you need to look into like pancake swap, and you need to look into farming, you need to look into staking, and then you can really start making some tremendous amount of money.
So how does farming work? Because I've heard that term a lot with Bitcoin, and I've heard the term farming in terms of people setting up master or like monster computers, and they basically just have it run an algorithm. Is that sort of right, or is that?
Well, you can use artificial intelligence bots to help you determine, when to buy and when to sell. But farming is basically when you're breeding two coins together and making and making a coin basically. You're farming it. Staking is when you put something in there for a set amount of time, you're earning an interest back on it, but you cannot withdraw that until the staking period is done. So you can go, 15 days, 30 days, 5 years, 10 years, but you cannot withdraw that money unless or otherwise you're going to be penalized. It's almost like putting money in your, what is that, 401k?
Yeah, your retirement.
Exactly. Yep. It's the same way as staking. If you take the money out early, you're going to be penalized.
So you think this is the future? Bitcoin's the future.
But I 100%.
Okay. I think you're slowly convincing me to invest. I've had a lot of friends that have tried to convince me, and like I said, I'm very low risk. I don't like to mess with my money, but I do know that this is something that's going to be pretty much the future of finances. And like you said, I don't want to get left behind. So I think so you're starting to convince me slowly but surely.
So even, I don't, I don't want to by any means convince you to spend any money. Okay.
Oh,
So
no. Yeah. No, I do it safely. I'm not talking.
I can send you a link right now where every day you can just go there and, spin the wheel and make free crypto. And right now I have 0.3, but 4518725. I have, I mean, 0.3. So I probably have, I don't know, maybe $6,000 there just by spinning the wheel every day. And it's free, 100% free.
All right. Yeah, dude, I'd love the link.
And I tested it. I withdrew it to my wallet. I put it back in there. I did it multiple times because I've been burnt many times. So I want the audience to understand this. There is a lot of scams out there right now with crypto.
Right.
And go with your gut instinct. If it sounds too good to be true, it's not true. You're not going to be able to just put $100 in an account and have 27,000 by the end of the week. I've done it. It doesn't work. You're not getting your money, and it's a scam. So make sure that you go with a company that if you do any type of investing into crypto, go with a company that's regulated, that is licensed, and that is reputable, or deal only directly with their electronic wallet.
Okay. Well, Shawn, I think we have a couple minutes left, and I know that you talked about having experience in motivational speaking. What was that like for you?
It was fantastic. There was I went to I told you guys a little bit of stories, about how I initially got into business, in this industry. Well, one thing I missed is that I went to a company called Quickstar, who was a sister company of Amway. Back when it first started, and I became very successful in that company, and I would stand on stage in front of 100,000 people, giving a motivational, presentations and speeches, and it was the most fulfilling thing that I've ever done in my life. I love helping people. I love helping people, not only my knowledge, but my foresight, and also what I call is the 3 E's: energy, excitement, enthusiasm. And for everybody listening, enthusiasm, let me ask you a question. What is the last 4 letters of enthusiasm?
ISM? Oh, that's 3. Oh, you can't ask me these things. You can't ask me these things on spot.
I understand, but it's tough. And if you ask anybody, 99% of the people are going to give you the same answer. But the last 4 letters are IASM, which is I am sold myself. If you're sold yourself on what you're doing, you believe in it, no matter how your looks are, no matter how you talk, how you walk, and how if you feel that you are sold yourself, you're going to spark what's called energy and excitement. That energy and excitement is so contagious that it's more contagious than a COVID. You can even get a shot to kill the energy and excitement that you can relay to somebody. And it may only take one little bit of spark from you to be able to transform somebody's entire lifestyle. And I think that's just amazing. You can't pay for that feeling.
No, you're doing a fantastic job. Actually, it's like I said, you were convincing me, and you weren't even trying to convince me to buy Bitcoin or invest in Bitcoin, but I could feel that your passion for it was so strong. It was somewhat rubbing off on me. And so I was like, all right, well, maybe I should get into this.
And I'm not going to make any money off you get into it. I'm just telling you this as I'm very successful, and I'm very smart. I'm not bragging by any means. I'm inspiring. I dropped out of high school, ladies and gentlemen. I've been in jail. I've been homeless. I've been through look at my biography on the internet or whatever, autobiography, whatever it is. I don't even know how to say the damn word.
It's okay. I don't know how to spell enthusiasm anyway. So.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's your enthusiasm. If you're sold yourself on what you're doing, you believe it's the right ethical thing to do, you believe you're going to help people, Don't worry about the money because the money will come.
It's a good piece of advice. I'm glad that we got a little bit of the motivational speech at the end. It's fantastic.
You know what? I can give you. I got another podcast coming up in 10. I can give you you and your audience, if upon your permission, an additional 3 minutes of motivational real quick.
Let's do it.
And then at that point, I'm gonna have to let you go, and you have to let me go because we got to move on.
Yeah.
Guys and ladies and gentlemen, when you were growing up, we all had a dream. We had a dream. We had a dream to have, go to school, graduate. We had a dream to go to college. We had a dream to climb this corporate ladder. We had a dream to buy this house and get married and have children. We had a dream to have a dog, and we had a dream with that white picket fence out front, with the new cars driving into the driveway. It was so beautiful. You had a dream of that beautiful pool in the backyard with your kids splashing and your family splashing, and you guys cooking out on the grill and maybe drinking a beverage here or there and laughing and giggling. Your dream even had a little yellow ducky that was floating in the pool that you and your family used to have fun with. And your dream, this is your dream. But tranquility kicks in. Life kicks in. So here's what happens. Are you ready? You got your seatbelt on.
Locked in.
Monday morning, ring, ding, ding, the sound of alarm clock. You're pulled up out of bed by a rope and a chain. You jump up, poof, you drink your coffee. You run around with your head cut off because you're trying to wake up. You jump in the shower, you wash your body, you wash your hair. You get out of the shower, you go to, get your clothes on, comb your hair, brush your teeth, whatever, make yourself look pretty, and you get in a car and you drive yourself to work. You sit in traffic. Typically for most Americans, it's a 40 to 55-minute commute each way to work. So you're sitting in traffic and you finally get to work. Well, you're not having a good day because the guy cut you off earlier. Now, the first part of this entire motivational presentation I'm giving you is the longest, then it goes really fast. So you have to hold on like a roller coaster. We're going up the hill right now, okay? So you finally made it to work, but you're a little upset because somebody cussed you out, flipped you off, and you're just having a bad morning. So you're at work now, you're doing your job, you're listening to your boss yell at you in the background, you listen to all your employees complain about how bad their lives are, and you just want to go to lunch. So you finally, lunchtime, so you go to lunch. And most likely, if you're like majority of the Americans, you're going to go to Taco Bell, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King's, Arby's, or any of the fast food places that are near you, because we're too tired to make our own damn lunch. So let's go ahead and go eat junk. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to fast food places. And oh man, the line was so long that you had to eat your tacos driving down the road. Driving down the road, you're eating your tacos to get back to lunch or back to work, and taco sauce got on your pants. You're trying to wipe the stuff off while you're driving to work, and finally you got back to work and you're mad. Now you got stuff all over your pants. Somebody cussed you out this morning. It's just a miserable day. So you're just waiting for 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock comes around, you're off work. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to run to your car. You're going to get in your car, and you're going to go sit in your car for another 45 to 55-minute commute back home. You're going to see the same guy that flipped you off this morning just flipped you off again. Matter of fact, it's probably your neighbor if you really think about it. So you get flipped off again, and now you finally make it home. You're so exhausted from work and your commute that you sit down and you grab yourself a beer. You turn on the TV, and you're watching TV, and then you probably take a little 15, 20-minute cat nap, which like most Americans do, it seems like, according to the polls. So they take a little cat nap, and then the wife says, hey, honey, dinner's done. So you wake up, you take your butt to the dinner table, you eat your food, you grab a beer, go back to the couch and turn on TV. And then the wife is going to say, honey, turn on the news. The news is on. So the 10 o'clock news is on. So you're going to turn the news on. Now you're going to watch the entire world's problems. You're going to hear about the murders that happen. You're going to hear about the rapes that happen. You're going to hear about the robberies that happen. Matter of fact, the damn moon is going to blow up. The sun is going to blow up. There's UFOs that are going to be announced in July. You're going to worry about COVID. You're going to worry about all this negative bullshit that is given to you by the media. So you're going to watch this and then you're going to fall asleep. Because it's proven subconsciously your mind is not going to get a proper sleep because now you're thinking about that person that got murdered, thinking about the house fire, you're thinking about the moon that's getting ready to blow up, the asteroid that's going to hit Earth, Ebola that's going to kill everybody. So what is that? Cyrus or whatever. Y2K is going to kill the internet. You're worried about so much negative crap that you can't sleep. So guess what happens? Here it goes, guys. Hold the seatbelt. Tuesday morning, ring ding, the sound of the alarm clock. 5 o'clock, the chain pulls you up out of bed. You wake up, you walk around, you tumble around, you drink your coffee, you get in the shower, you wash your body, you wash your hair, you jump out, you put on your clothes, you brush your teeth, you comb your hair, and you go to the car. You're sitting there in traffic. The same neighbor that just flipped you off yesterday is now showing you his butt. He's mooning you. So you're pretty upset. So you finally get to work. You're waiting on noon to come around. Today you're not doing Taco Bell. You're going to Arby's. Well, you go to Arby's. Now you get Arby's sauce on your pants. Now you have to, whatever. So we're going to go back to work. You're finally at work at 5 o'clock. Time to get off work. So you get off work. You go back home. You sit on the couch. You grab a beer. You sit on the couch, watch TV. You pass out. The wife's going to say, honey, dinner's done. So you're going to wake up and you're going to eat dinner. You're going to grab a beer, go back to the couch. And this time you're going to fall asleep because it's Tuesday. You're a little more exhausted because you already went through a Monday. So now you're going to pass out. Then the wife's going to say, honey, the news is on. Wake up. Let's watch the news. So you're going to wake up and you're going to bring the whole world's problems to bed with you. Then here's what's the best part in this entire thing. Wednesday morning. Tranquility. Ring, ding, ding, the sound alarm clock. The chain pulls you up out of bed. 5 o'clock in the morning. You jump up. You're dazed and confused. Drink your coffee. Jump in the shower. Wash your body. Wash your hair. Get out. Brush your teeth. Get dressed. And when you're running to the car, you're like, yes! You get to run to the curb and take the garbage to the curb. So it actually did. It actually messed up your system. So you go get the garbage and you're probably pissed that you have to go get the garbage because that's not part of your system that they manipulated you to do. So you go get the garbage, you take it to the curb, and you get back in the car and you do it again. This happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December, and every year and every day of your life. So what happens, you have what's called a mental eraser. That mental eraser starts erasing, that high school degree, the college degree. It starts erasing the wife, the children, the house, the picket fence, the cars, the donations, the charities, whatever you want to do, the pool. And the damn thing even has the audacity to erase that little yellow duck that was floating in your pool. It's gone now. You have nothing. It's the way that the entire system makes you operate. And it's up to you to break that.
Wow. As you were talking, like everything was going through my mind. I'm like living it, seeing, like imagining what my life would be like going through all of it. And you're like, you get to the point where you're like, dang, is that really what I want? You start thinking, do I want to go through that 9 to 5, waking up, watching the news? Where in there do I get to live my dreams? Where do I get to have that little golden ducky? Very inspirational because you get to put yourself in those shoes and you're like, I don't want that at all. I don't. I'm scared. In fact, I'm scared of that. Let's move away from that, which ironically I think we're doing as a society. So I think that was a very good motivational.
Thank you. I think half the country is doing that. I think it's split right now. Is there any questions from any of your listeners that I can answer real quick?
As of right now, no. I think we've got a good audience right now, and everybody's throwing some emojis up, just saying thank you and everything like that. So I really appreciate it.
Well, absolutely. And, I'm going to go ahead and get a shout out to myself and my company.
Please do.
Shawn Pigg. The company is hotelsetcetera.com. I also have unlimitedcertificates.com. we're right now launching our new fundraising program. You can go to fundraisingagent.com. We have colleges signing up. We're getting ready to help LaGrange raise over 300,000 in the next couple of weeks. So I got a lot of businesses out there. I got a unparalleled reputation, and I would love to help anybody out.
Of course, Shawn, you're
Give
very
me a shout out.
Yeah, you've done a fantastic job, Shawn. I have posted your information in our Discord, so our community can go through. Seen it. It's actually going to be tagged on the YouTube video down at the bottom too, with your Instagram. And actually, Dell says, "I want my damn ducky."
Hey, Dell. I missed my ducky, but I'm getting them back.
Get it back. That's moral of the story. Got to get the ducky bag. Got to get the ducky bag. Got to John Wick it. So, Shawn, thank you again. Again, if you guys have not already, check out his links that are in the Discord and on the bottom of the YouTube page. You'll see in the descriptions, you'll be able to find his Instagram and everything like that, his websites for hotels. And thank you, Shawn. I will go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep you